If you can't focus on a video that's longer than 10 minutes, you're subhuman. I mean, in the time of Abraham Lincoln, the people there needed to literally listen and be focused for 5 hours straight. But nowadays, this is completely different. We most of all have shitty attention span, our focus declines, and our mental health declines. To be honest, I was a subhuman too. I spent on average around 8 hours each day purely on my phone. Most of it being scrolling on TikTok, Insta and Shorts. Then of course my attention span was shit, my focus was shit, my productivity was shit, and my life was pretty bad. But then, with lots of failing and with trial and error, I managed to develop my 5 pillars of quitting, and it helped me to finally stop scrolling, to finally improve my focus, develop new habits, and I feel better than ever. I want to help you to achieve the same and to improve your focus, attention span, and stop scrolling. How was our attention span before our phone? First, there was the pre-TV era. There, the only thing for entertainment was books, circus, theater, and of course hanging around with people, telling stories, and human interaction. There you filled your day either working, spending time in nature, reading, but the important thing, most of the things didn't harm our attention span or our focus. I mean, reading or going to the theater or to the circus, all of it requires to have a good attention, because all of those things require effort to listen. But then the TV came. In 1927, the first TV was introduced. Then TVs become streamlined. More and more families were able to afford TVs. And then our attention span, our focus declined more and more and more. Then the internet came, where we read articles that were in comparison to books very short. So our attention span and our focus decreased even more. With the internet, everything became faster and faster and faster. And of course, there's so much benefit from that. You can research so much stuff nowadays. You can connect with friends across countries, across continents, and that's awesome. But of course, there are also downside with that. Our attention and the focus decreased, and this leads to the decline of attention span. With the introduction of phones and then smartphones, everything became faster, everything became more accessible and instant. The attention span declined and declined. But then the most detrimental thing for attention span came. It was short form content. Never in human history we were able to watch this many stuff, had this many emotion in such a short period of time. I mean, scrolling on TikTok, every clip has different emotion. One clip is funny and makes us laugh, but the other clip makes us almost sad. And then there's a clip that makes us hyped for, a productivity tip. And then there's a clip that makes us angry. Our emotion is fucked because of that. Your mental health is fucked because of that. Because you have so many different emotions you feel after watching TikTok, Shorts or Insta. And of course, our attention span is fucked. I mean, if you only have to focus for a minute, this is so different than you need to focus for a movie that requires 3 hours of focus. So with the rise of bad attention span, decline of reading came. I mean, nowadays you only read in school, and then after school you probably read 1 or 2 books. That's it. But books are so great with helping to improve your focus, helping to learn new words, and helping to learn in general. So the decline of reading is very bad. With the decline of our attention span, the rise of phone addiction and scrolling addiction and doom scrolling came. If you want help with stopping doom scrolling, learning new habits, click the first link in the description. So how do we stop scrolling? How do we fix our attention span? And how do we regain our focus? So first, stop scrolling. You do this by building a foundation that's strong enough to support everything else. In actuality, I mean improving your mental health, changing your mindset, and having a detox. The next is you need to reduce your screen time. And reducing your screen time is actually quite easy. If you have a screen time of, let's say, 6 hours, instead of saying your next goal is 5 hours, set your goal to, let's say, 2 hours straight. With that, you make so much more progress and so much faster and quicker. Because if you reduce your screen time directly to 2 hours, you say 2 hours is my minimum. If you fail and you say you go over 2 hours, you still made huge progress. If you said, for example, had then 3 hours, you still would reduce your screen time 3 hours from 6 to 3. That's very good. So reduce your screen time is the next step. Then with reducing screen time, you have free time. And if you don't fill up that free time with stuff to do, you will fill it up with watching entertainment and going back to scrolling. So you need to do good habits. And good habits are reading, meditation, exercise, journaling, or any habit that interests you. If you're interested in boats, research about that. Develop a hobby around that subject. Develop hobbies for your specific needs. What do you like? Do you always wanted to join a football club? Do it. You have now free time. You reduce your screen time. You stop scrolling. Do a hobby you want to do. Now the last thing is how to improve your focus and attention span. Simple. First of all, you stop doing bad habits like using short form content. Now things to improve your attention span. Switch from short form content to long form content. If you just do this, your attention span and your focus will also increase. Then, read more. Read for entertainment and read for learning. First, start small. Read 2 pages. Then with progressive overload, you can always read more and more and more. Then next thing is meditation. Meditation is a huge boost for your attention span and your focus. Meditation is easy. You focus on something, you lose your focus, you realize you lose your focus, and you go back to focus. You could do this with a breath, you could do this with a point on your wall, you could do this with sound. It doesn't matter. And I'm telling you right now, the benefits of good attention span and good focus isn't obvious, like, oh, now you can focus more. Of course, that's true. But in reality, if you can focus more, if you have good attention span, you also can listen more attentive to other people who speak. With that, they feel more appreciated, they feel more loved, and they feel more listened to. And with that, your relationship gets better. Your communication skill gets better. Then of course, there's the productivity side. If you have good focus and good attention span, you can work for hours without getting distracted at every little sound. You can finally get into deep work. And deep work is like this flow state where work doesn't feel like work and you just can do stuff easy and just feels easy. And that's so nice. If you never experienced deep work and you do it for the first time, you will realize, holy shit, work can be easy, studying can be fun and good. But if you, of course, get distracted every 15 minutes with your phone or your notification, then you will never achieve this blissful state of flow. My vision for you is that you achieve your dream, that you will have your dream life, that you do your purpose, that you can pursue your career or whatever you want to do, that you go travel. But to do this, you first need to do the action. You first need to stop scrolling and reduce your screen time so you can actually manage to do hard work that bring you further in your career, that helps you develop the man you want to be. If you want help with stopping scrolling and learn everything about the 5 pillars of quitting, click the first link in the description. On that note, have a great day, sleep well, and I see you in the next one. Goodbye.